Welcome to the Sacred Birth Work and Business podcast, where sacred birth work meets soul-aligned business. I'm your host, Anna Lundqvist, a former midwife, now Sacred Birth Worker Mentor, business coach, and the founder of Sacred Birth International. My intention with this podcast is to inspire you to follow your birth worker calling and to step fully into your power and purpose and unapologetically claim your place as the feminine leader that you were meant to be in your life and community. Let's reclaim sacred birth work. Let's reclaim sacred business, and let's do it the feminine way. Let's begin. Hi, Tjaša, and welcome to the Sacred Birth Work and This podcast. I'm so excited to invite you into this cozy conversation that we're going to have, just sister to sister, about, our journeys. Well, your journey. This is your journey we're talking about. So your journey into wanting to become a birth worker and now being currently at, time of the recording, the last month of the Sacred Birth Worker Mentorship, and you're already diving headfirst into the birthwork scene in your country. And I just thought it would be such a great conversation to have you on to share about all things, the magic of becoming a birth worker, what drew you in, and just already just hit the ground running with being this amazing birth worker in Slovenia. So welcome.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for having me.
It's such a pleasure. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? I would love to know, what drew you into birth work? What was the calling that awoke inside of you? When did that happen? And how fast did you act on it? And was there an incident? Was there something different, special? Did you meet someone? What made you go I'm going to become a sacred birth worker?
Yeah, when I think about it, I don't think it was one specific thing actually, but probably a lot of things contributed to my decision. And yeah, the most powerful one was for sure my desire to become a mother once in my life. And when I started exploring this idea, I found out about this amazing world of birth, of pregnancy, of conscious conception, of postpartum, of parenthood, motherhood. And yeah, I just soaked in it, and I got so interested about it that then slowly a lot of things just fall together.
Yeah, it just all comes together, doesn't it? And, I very much recognize this. I think at least a third of all the women who seek out the Sacred Birth Worker Mentorship come with this actual own desire to want to become a mother and just want to know, learn everything, know everything, so that she can be fully prepared for her own journey. And I love that. And so you haven't had children yourself yet. And I know that this can actually also be a barrier for some women to actually even step into wanting to become a birth worker, thinking that, I can't do that until I've had my own babies. And I have these discussions at clarity calls with some women who might take the first step and they're booking for a clarity call just like you did. And we have a chat and they bring this up. They go what do you think? I haven't had babies yet. I haven't been pregnant. I haven't birthed, the imposter syndrome, right? Going boom, 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 big warning, I shouldn't do this work because it's sacred, it's holy, and I really should experience this first before I can feel confident holding space for others. And to this, I answer, I'm going to be interested to hear your point of view, but I answer to this women that actually some of the absolute best birth workers I know have not had their babies themselves. They haven't been pregnant, they haven't birthed. And it's not a prerequisite. It doesn't automatically make you a good space holder for birth. It's actually not correlated at all. And one of the good things about not having had your own babies is that you're a clean slate. You do not have your own story that you can project on a woman. You know, you didn't have your own birth story or pregnancy that you could go like, oh, it's like this, or this is what labor and birth should be or look like. You don't have anything to kind of deconstruct and maybe work through like some do. Like you can come in as this kind of fully clean slate and serve as the space holder in this very powerful portal without these projections of your own experience. But what would you say to someone who might be a maiden right now who's like, oh my God, I have this longing, but I have to wait until I've had my own babies before I can become a birth worker.
Yeah, I remember I had the same doubts at the beginning. And I remember also when I had a clarity call with you that I did ask you the same thing. And I was like, well, I am not a mother yet, so can I do that? But then I am a woman. So I felt like I think after you replied to my question, I was like, okay. I didn't search for anything more. Like this was it. Like you confirmed me my inner knowing that I can become a doula in my case, even though I haven't had children yet. And also, when I think about, there are many midwives that work as a midwife and they don't have kids by themselves, right? So it's like, it's just, it was a big desire that I want that. And when you asked before, like, how long did it take for me to go from this inner knowing and intuition telling me to do this and then to really doing this, I think it was just like a snowball effect. It was like one thing led to another. I started exploring this world and then I attended some events in Slovenia as a pregnant woman. I mean, I looked like one. I was not yet pregnant. I was there just so curious about everything. And yeah, and then I just, it just was attracting me even more. And then I also felt like the job I do and the work I'm doing in this pharmaceutical company where I worked before was something that is really not aligned with me. And that now looking back, I realized it was just this autopilot that I just felt like this is the right thing to do. So I studied something that I can then later on in life get a good job and have a good salary. And but I never really asked myself, what do I really want? And I never had any idea that I will become a doula and that now I will be doing this. It just came so spontaneously, and I really trusted that feeling.
Mm.
And from that decision on, it just, yeah, I also felt like I need to quit this job. It's not aligned with me anymore. So this happened, I think, in a couple of months altogether from my desire to this decision and also to have a clarity call with you.
Yeah, and taking bold action. I feel like there's stuff coming up for me there. First is that I truly do believe that birth work is a soul calling for so many of us, that it might not have been there from the beginning when we were kids or something, but it's like it's awakened somehow by some certain events or just a time in our lives. Something just awakens this calling. And then when it's awoken, it just takes us over. And it's like a remembrance that just like awakens in every cell of our being. And I also believe that some might have that, but stop themselves because of fears holding them back. But actually, just like you're kind of a proof of, and I'm so excited to share, for you to share more of your journey since taking these bold decisions like you did and just like changing your life, quitting that pharmaceutical job that was not aligned and just following your dream. And this is that the universe rallies and just like supports you when you are in alignment and you go for your dreams. I truly do believe that. And I have felt that within my own life, that you're so supported when you are on the right track, when you're following your heart, your intuition, your wisdom, you know? So, love that. Now, my next question is, how did you first find out about the Sacred Birth Worker Mentorship, and what made you feel like this was the right path or right training for you?
Mm. Yeah, I remember I first found out about you through another doula in Slovenia. She shared your podcast on Instagram story, and I was immediately like, oh, I need to check her. And then I started listening to your podcasts, and I was like, whoa, what is it with this that she's not jumping in when someone is talking, and she really holds space for someone, for all these women to share their stories. And this was something new for me, and I really liked it. And then when you mentioned on the podcast that you also have a mentorship for doulas and for birth workers, I was like, hmm, I should check this one. And but then also I checked a lot of others. I checked a lot of doula classes that were a part of some kind of institutions maybe, but
Mhm.
nothing really resonated with me. I felt like I don't want to belong to any institution or something like that. Like I don't want to be connected to this kind of idea. And also, I felt like your mentorship had this like deepness and like a lot of like depth and richness and a lot of different materials and knowledge and wisdom, and it was a full body yes. And I also remember my boyfriend said to me like, but because it was maybe more expensive than others, and he said to me like, but also there are a lot of knowledge out there that is for free. You can also learn these things from online by yourself. But I was like, no, I feel like I need guidance. In a way, not that I couldn't do it by myself, but I want these wise women around me and this community that you create. And yeah, that's what was like a full body yes for me.
I love that. And I love that you could feel that kind of through the screen or whatever you were picking up through the podcast, which is the Natural Birth podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, it's another podcast I run and host. Um, because it is so important. And that's something that I learned throughout my years of being a midwife and then, deregistering and now being a sacred birth worker myself, is the lack of community and lack of sisterhood. And it's so important in our field, actually, as we're solo entrepreneurs, as we are a lot of times working on our own and sometimes maybe in teams with others. But it just it gives you so much to be in the richness of a sisterhood and of a community, and to have spaces to debrief both the joys and the tribulations of being a birth worker and attending birth. And so I love that you felt that even before you joined. So thanks for sharing that. What has been the most powerful or transformative part of the mentorship journey so far for you, both personally and professionally?
I think the first 3 months of the mentorship, because we really dived into ourselves. I loved how you invited us to really work on ourselves and to realize who are we as women and what is there, what is present, all those patterns that we carry maybe, and the sisterhood wound, and how we are with our bodies, how we take care of them, what is our relationship with the intuition, and the way we were brought to this earth and our birth imprint. And yeah, just all those things really helped me to get more in touch with myself, with who I am truly, and what are my weaknesses and where I am good at. And also to see that through the lenses of others as well in the mentorship. This really helped me a lot, and that we are actually all very similar women and we can help each other grow. This was really something that I loved the most and shaped me in the best way I could imagine.
Mm, love that. Beautiful. Now, you started working with clients before even finishing this mentorship. I think just a couple or 3 months in, you were like, taking on clients, which is amazing. And I really admire this. I love this. It's something that I do recommend, actually, when you are within the mentorship, like just go out as the student birth worker and like take on clients as students to get experience. Don't think you have to be perfect and have it all figured out. You don't have to. Like, be bold and do that. And you just did that. You just went out and did that. And I would love to hear your thoughts around that. Like, what gave you the confidence to begin serving women so early? And how has that experience been for you? Mm.
Yeah, I think it was just my nature. Like I was always like this in life, probably, that once I know what I want, I just go for it. And of course, I also have fears and I doubt about things. And also here I did. Like I felt all those things. And I did question like, should I start already? I don't know enough. Like I don't know everything. I'm not perfect yet. But then I realized I never will be. Like it's
Mhm.
gonna be all the time this process, and I'm gonna grow and learn more. And so why stay home and just learn everything theoretically and then what, wait for the right time to come? And I just felt like I need to be the proactive one, and that also the universe will take care of me. Like you said, when I did this decision, I felt like the universe is there for me to hold and to bring these clients in my life. And yeah, then I just decided, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And I was also inspired by others, by other mentees in this mentorship that were taking this step. And I was like, okay, I can do it too. And then I created my Instagram page and my website, and I posted online that I'm looking for clients and that I'm still learning, but I'm here for you if you feel the call. And yeah, and I'm also very grateful for this doula that I met, that she shared my Instagram story and really supported me on this path, which was really very helpful. And then clients came and I started working and it was amazing because I had no idea how I'm gonna do this, but I just took a step by step and learned through this experience.
I love that so much. And I hope this inspires others. Maybe there's a student midwife or student doula or student sacred birth worker who's listening to this right now who's like, I'm going to be bold too. And it's really true that it's not just because you are a personality type who do this, this is kind of your nature, it doesn't mean that you don't have fears or that you don't have imposter syndrome or not, I'm not good enough come up, because that's human and we all do. The only difference is that you do it anyways. And the thing is, when we do, first we realize that we are supported by the universe, by the divine, that we do get supported. And also, it gets easier every time. We become confident in that we can be confident in our own skin and in our own selves. And you are going to do mistakes and mess like I still do, right? We are continuously being students at, the teacher birth, at the teacher woman, at the teacher great mystery, which is what this job really offers us in all aspects, whether it's serving women in conception, trying to conceive, pregnancy, birth, postpartum. It's all these very magical portals. And you're always going to be the student. Doesn't matter if you're half a year in or 30 years in, you're still going to be the student, which I love. And it's also why I think you never get kind of sick of being a birth worker when you step onto this path. It's just the magic keeps unfolding. Anyways, my next question for you is you also started networking and collaborating with other doulas. This one doula that you mentioned, for example, in Slovenia. How did you start building these connections and what has community meant for you as you kind of are stepping into this role of being a sacred birth worker?
Yeah, I was very proactive on Instagram, and like I really contacted different doulas with this curiosity, like, hey, I want to become a doula, and I would love to have a conversation with you about how it is for you and if you have any advice for me. So I just, yeah, I again just went for it, even though I was afraid of also rejection and like, but then I asked myself, like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, they can just ignore me or just don't text me back, and that's also okay. But yeah, I got a lot of feedbacks, and I started building this relationship with some and with one especially. And this is the one that also shared your podcast. So I knew that there is something that we have in common already because we are on the same page about our view on these things. And yeah, it means a lot to me to collaborate with other doulas. I feel like we are stronger together, that there shouldn't be any competition, because actually we also attract different kind of clients usually. Someone that will contact me might not contact the other doula. And so, if there are more of us, there are also more opportunities for all women to have a right person next to them. So, yeah, and I want to bring more of this for sure in Slovenia. So, I was just, yeah, whenever I saw someone doing something that it resonated with me, I was like, hey, I'm here. Like, can I somehow help you? Or I want to be involved. Or yeah, let's do something together. Let's be loud.
Yeah, love that. And this is how we expand and how we grow is through collaboration and networking and being generous. Right? Being generous is a beautiful thing and something I really encourage my, biz students in the birth worker business course that I have. Like this is so important that we stop having this old paradigm view of that, lack and there's not enough clients, there's not enough money, there's not enough, that kind of which so many people hold in their vibration. Like, let go of that and open up into sacred sisterhood, collaboration, networking, be generous, understand that there's plenty to go around and that actually it's so valuable to have people that you can collaborate and network with and work with and create stuff with. So, for any of those listening who are maybe student birth workers or maybe they are birth workers already, um, do you have any suggestions on how to start building networks and collaborations in their own area if they're kind of scared of that?
I would say that if you truly listen to your intuition and if you really want something, that if you follow that, it will somehow pay back. Like it's step by step, but you are slowly moving closer to your goal if there is one big higher goal that you have. And yeah, just I think each time it becomes easier and you get less afraid and yeah, you just enjoy it even more. So just be bold and step up and yeah, just yeah, it will be rewarded for sure. I trust that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Now, you're planning to start your own podcast with this doula. And I love that. I think podcasts are so great. Can you share what inspired the idea for this podcast of yours and what you hope to create through your podcast?
Yeah, when with Nina we started collaborating, this idea came, and it was already an idea that she had already, and that I was also dreaming about. And then again, because we love your podcast, this was something that we wanted to bring in Slovenia because we feel like in Slovenia there are again not enough positive birth stories, and especially not the physiological ones. So they need to be heard more. And yeah, so we both had this vision that we want to bring this, and yeah, we just made this plan and we again went for it. And yeah, we are slowly starting to film the first episodes. And yeah, it's still scary, very scary, but I think we both feel like it's the right thing to do.
Beautiful. It's such a great service to share these natural and positive birth stories. We need more of that. So great. I love that. Great idea. Do you know the name and when it's going to be released so that people can look it up?
The name will be actually in Slovenian, but the same, the Natural Birth podcast. But yeah, the when it will be released, we don't know yet because we want to do some episodes in advance. But yeah, I think in 2026, yeah.
Beautiful. That's amazing. Well, good luck with that. Many women who feel the call to birth work hold themselves back because they have fears. They have the inner doubts about maybe themselves, not good enough, or they don't have enough experience, like maybe birthing themselves, or they're worried about maybe the investment or making money or being solo entrepreneur and all of this. What were your biggest fears starting out, and how did you move through them?
I must say it helped me a lot that I had a big support from my family, but also my partner, that he really stepped into this role of being a provider for this time that I am now building my business and creating this. But then again, I think even without that, I would probably at one point do the same thing. I would quit my job also. Um, and I just feel like, again, like we said before, that once you know what you really want and you go for it, that clients will come. And I am amazed by like all the events that are happening, like women that I haven't heard of from like a couple of years, they also contacted me like, "Oh, you're a doula. Well, actually, I'm pregnant, so could you be my doula?" So this is just amazing. I'm like, "Oh, wow. I forgot you even exist, you know? Like it's just our path can cross again, and it's just amazing. And all the things that are happening around me now are just, yeah, it's this momentum that I'm in right now, and I'm really flowing with it. And so, yeah, I think that there were a lot of fears. Probably the biggest one was that if I am good enough, or who am I to say to women like anything about their birth, or how should they prepare. And I can still hear this voice in the back of my mind saying like, well, you're not mother yet, or you didn't give birth yourself, you don't know enough. But then I just trust that these women that will contact me, they are not contacting me because of what I know and all this knowledge also, but more because they will just like my vibe. They
Yeah.
will just want me to be there and support them and be next to them and empower them. And because I believe in them, and it will be easier for them to believe in themselves. Yeah.
Beautiful. Love that. And I mean, it again comes back to what we started this conversation with, that it's not about your own lived experience, it's about the space you can hold. Because just like your partner said, like you can learn all the stuff on the internet, or you can read the books, or you can do, X, Y, and Z, which is, you know, not fully true. I mean, you can probably, if you spend, I don't know, 10, 20, 20 years scouring the internet and reading all the books. I mean, it's definitely helpful to have it all in one place and kind of collected. But what you can't learn, just like from not being in the birth portal, from not cultivating yourself, is to be a space holder for others, right? That has nothing to do with your lived experience. The same with like if you would be a space holder for death. You don't have to die, right? To be able to be holding space for someone who's passing. What they need, just like women in labor and birth, is your undivided presence, your ability to be fully present and meet the woman where she is. And that is something that really matters. And I think what you mean with vibe is that that's what someone feels when they contact you. It's not that they want you because you've had a baby, it's because they can feel like you're going to be able to provide this presence. That's why we like someone. We go like, I kind of like her. We're kind of the same. There's some, some kind of vibe, right? That's that sense of knowing that I can feel like she'll be able to hold a space for me when I really need it. Yeah. So, how has doing this work you talked about in the beginning, for example, especially in this mentorship, changed you as a woman beyond birth work and being a birth worker, just like in life, in your relationship, in your community, with your friends, your family, just within yourself? How do you feel like this work that we go through in the Sacred Birth Worker Mentorship has changed you as a woman? As we're coming to the end of it. I mean, we're coming to the last few weeks now of the mentorship for you.
Yeah, it changed me a lot. Um, I think I am more in touch with who I truly am, and I'm definitely more connected to the feminine part of myself, because I feel like before, now looking back, I was very much in this masculine and in this like, I can do it all by myself. I don't need anyone. And yeah, I was on birth control for 8 years. And again, looking back, I feel like I was just like a man. I was every day the same. And now, since I'm off the pill for 1 year already, I feel like I finally am a woman. I can be in touch with this cycle, and I can be in touch with this softness in me, and I can really flow with the energy. And so that's a big part of it, that I am able to be in this energy and feel supported by also my partner, that he is holding me for me to be allowed to be in this energy and to follow my dreams now. But also this art of space holding. This is something that I really, really incorporated in my everyday life. I really try to listen more, to really feel connected with the person that I'm talking with, to also be in touch with what I want and not do something because other people are telling me to do. And that I think is so powerful. It really makes you being a bit skeptic about things, to really question every step you take in a way like, is this something mine, or is it something that the society expects me to do, and is it truly something that I want to do? So that is for sure the biggest change I feel. Yeah.
Mm, love that. It's so beautiful. For anyone listening who feels the same pull towards birth work but hasn't yet taken the leap, what would you tell her? And what do you wish someone had told you before starting?
Just do it. Yeah, I just really feel like go for it. Like, yeah, be bold, be brave. Take this responsibility of your own life, because no one else will do it for you. And it's the same with birth, actually. Like, and once you embrace this, that it's your responsibility, it kind of feels you feel free also, because it's your decision. And I would suggest to anyone thinking about it that when you go out of your comfort zone, when you face your fears, that's where magic happens. It will not happen from this comfort of your home and your cave you create, but it will happen outside. And yeah, just take this step.
Yeah, I love that. The bold Tjaša has spoken. Now, before we wrap up this conversation, I really want to hear about what is your dream, your birth worker dream? First, I want to know, like, has it changed since you 1 year back kind of thing? I mean, so it's probably been like 9 months actually since you actually had the clarity call with me. So maybe 9 months, but has it changed going through this mentorship? Or is it the same as it was then? Your dream, your big, bold vision for the future as a birth worker? I'd love to know that first.
uh, it definitely changes through time, but I think the core of it remains the same. I feel like I want to serve women and partners in this field, in birth world, and I want to support them and help them with the preparation for the birth, and then also attend births. And yeah, I really feel like there is so much more that we can do, that we can change, that we can be even louder, that we can not scream, but whisper, but louder, that people will hear us, and that women will get in touch with themselves even more and realize that they can be the one making a change. And yeah, just I also feel like I want to bring more connections, like we should connect even more and really work together because that's when the magic happens. And I also want to educate young women because I feel like maybe when we are pregnant, I wouldn't say that it's too late because it's not too late, for sure it's not. But like that's when we are usually very interested about all these things. But before we are very disconnected from this idea of becoming a mother and being in touch with your own body and cycle. So that's what I want to bring to these young girls. Because if I look back when I was young, I feel like we didn't have that. I didn't have that. There was no wise women around me that would inspire me. And I want to bring that. I want to be some kind of role model for them to see and yeah, to be inspired by. So yeah, that's my huge goal.
Ah, love that so much. And if women listen to this, what do you offer right now? What are your offerings to the world right now? And what do you see coming in 2026?
Right now, I'm offering doula support, so one-on-one individual um, services for women. So support, I help them prepare for their own birth, for this journey that is ahead, and also to not forget about the postpartum, for them to really prepare and yeah, just really empower themselves to really be informed. I really want to be that person there to hold space for them while doing this. And yeah, I also want to offer online course. This is something I really want to do. So maybe in the next year already. And also, I want to work with children also to just offer some like how to say when you take care of the kids when parents are in doing their job.
Babysitting?
Babysitting, yes. I want to offer some of the babysitting services because I have three nephews and I really love being with kids. And yeah, that's also something I would love to do and to expand and also to hold circles for women. I'm already doing this for pregnant women and for mothers on their maternity leave, but I want to extend this even more. And maybe also because I got inspired by this while doing this course, that we also don't have a place where we can connect as women, different age of us. So maiden, mothers, magas, and I think this is something we need also to really share our wisdom and to yeah, get inspired by them and for them to help us bring back maybe this inner child, to heal the inner child as well, and yeah, feel connected and inspired by other women.
Beautiful. And you also hold a positive pregnancy or positive birth circle. in Slovenia for anyone who wants to join that maybe and hear positive birth stories live?
Yeah, there are some evenings that we with Nina, with a doula, another doula in Slovenia. We are doing this every month, one Friday per month, and yeah, it's just a cozy evening where we gather and where women can share their stories, and we listen and we allow them to be seen and heard, and we got inspired by that. And we can also ask questions. And there is also time after this event where you can also ask us anything you want.
Love that. Such a great offering. Now, to finish off, how can people contact you? What are your website, your social medias? How can people reach out to you if they want to connect, network, maybe even have you as their doula?
They can contact me on my website, which is called Prvi Udih. It's in Slovenian language, and it means first breath, which is very symbolic because it is the first breath that I took on this path, but also for all the mothers, all the women that are becoming mothers, and also for the babies that are coming to this earth. And yeah, they can find my email there, my phone number, and I really encourage them to contact me. And I offer online call, and we can just see each other and talk with each other and see if we have this connection.
Hmm, beautiful. Thank you so much, Chasa, for wanting to come and share your journey into the magical, um, ancient profession of being a birth worker. And I hope and I know you have inspired many.
Thank you, Anna. And thank you so much for inviting me and for giving me this space to share my story. Thank you so much for what you do.